Black Oni.
You're now listening to the Black Oni podcast.
Yo, welcome everyone to the stream. I hope you all are doing amazing, fantastic, wonderful, amazing, all of those things. I'm gonna actually turn this mix down just a little bit because we're starting to peak out a little bit on the audio side. So I think to like around there should be good. So first of all, welcome, Art is my voice. Welcome, Tom Axe. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, so I apologize in advance. Tom XAX Hawk. Tom Sax Hawk.
Letters is hard, huh?
Letters is hard. They be hard as hell. But yo, what's going on, everybody? Before we get into all of the craziness of today, I want to first take this opportunity to thank all of my guests that are already here with me today to make this podcast happen. It's been a little while since we had our podcast. I was still running everything off of one laptop. We're now moved on to 2 computers. Holy shit. I got my audio set up back to where it needs to be, which makes me very happy. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, we're just going to rotate around all the people that we have on here. So first of all, shout out to Beautiful Shrimp.
Hello, it's me. The Shrimp Man.
It you. So
I also go by 6 pounds of shrimp. 6 pounds of shrimp for 99 cents on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me. I do art, and I'm a wannabe animator. So definitely check that shit out.
Definitely. So make sure you give him some love. Follow him right now. We're convincing him to start streaming. So maybe we'll see some streaming action from him.
I do it every now and then. People want me to like stream my drawings, and I don't know, man. Like I'm in the zone when I'm drawing. I just want to listen to my podcast and like do my shit. But I stream. I like to stream horror games. Like I've been playing Fatal Frame. So hell yeah.
Ooh. Now you'll get to listen to this podcast while you're drawing, so you'll get to hear everything back.
100%.
And then next we have my man Dream Manifested.
Yo, what's good? How y'all doing today? It is I, none other than Fested, aka the Harem King. You know how we get down right here.
Oh my. And what is it that you do, man? What you been up to? What's been going on?
A lot of nothing.
That boy been streaming.
I've been streaming. I've been trying to be a lot more consistent. We've been working really with just a Tuesday through Thursday schedule, but the past week I've been going a little ham bone, 12-hour streams. So we're streaming. You know what I'm saying? We're streaming.
Mm-hmm.
We photographing.
Oh, true.
We writing. We working on some stories, working on some music. I've been trying to get Black to come on down here to ATL so we can finish his day, but he keep playing with me. But that's okay.
I'll make it down soon. All right. Or make it up soon, I should say.
Bet.
And last but not,
it's all the same.
Last but not least, we got our man, the Audio Lover.
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing, man? I feel good. I got something in my cup. Not really, though.
But if you do, though, ain't nothing wrong with that. And so I'm turning everybody up right now. So people watching the VOD and the stream, you're going to get to see me doing a little bit of troubleshooting here with the audio, making sure it's all good. Little context for y'all. I am now in a totally new space. This is our permanent residence for the time being. You're going to see this stuff back here evolve over time. It's going to be an actual setup, not just a bunch of boxes. So that's going to be fun. But once again, I want to thank you guys for coming on this podcast and thank everyone else as well. And yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to jump into the podcast. So shout out to the audio lover for making this podcast happen through this agenda, actually. I reached out to him and asked if he'd be willing to put together an agenda for today's podcast. And I told the rest of our guests if they had anything they wanted to add into it, they were welcome to do so. So today we are just going to make it happen. So,
yeah, for sure.
With that said, let's get right into our very first thing, which is the icebreaker. Or as I like to say, the icebreaker. Now.
Great.
What was the worst game of the year for you?
All right, so I want to say, let's make it spicier by not picking the easy answer. Because when I saw this, I'm like, okay, people are gonna go for Anthem. People are gonna go for Fallout 76. Didn't come this year.
But I mean,
what else came out this year?
I feel like it came out this year.
I mean, I definitely came out this year. It made that comeback. With its advertisement campaign for Outer Worlds.
Oh man, listen, I got some words about that later. I got some words about that later. But
all right.
Go ahead. If you got one, go ahead.
No, okay. So if I got one. All right. If we're not picking Anthem, right? If we're not going for the easy one. Oh, there's also Crackdown. Okay, so
that did come out this year.
Crackdown 3 did come out this year to critical. Days Gone came out this year, which was pretty lackluster.
Really? I heard decent things about that.
It got mixed reviews. But
all right. So the thing about Days Gone is that like it feels like the perfect launch PS4 game. It feels like if this game came out, it feels like the best game that came out in 2014, right? It just came out 5 years later. So like there's nothing wrong with the game, like from a gameplay stance. It's just like really forgettable.
Gotcha. That's a damn shame.
So, I guess, for me, I wanna say a game that I was looking forward to, that I was disappointed. That is my worst game of the year. Something I actually care about. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna go right there.
Ooh, Chile.
Really?
Fuck that game,
dude.
Really?
I still haven't played that game.
You still haven't played it? It's really. Here's the thing. On my fucking I got my PS3 and my PS4 right there. I have Kingdom Hearts 1. I have Kingdom Hearts the 1.5, 2.5.
This is where things get complicated.
Installed. the
1.5 teardrop.
385/2 days divided.
Yeah, like what?
Second power.
Who's responsible for these names, bruh?
So, like, I wanna.
Kind of dope though.
What was that?
I said Birth by Sleep is kind of a dope title though. So.
Birth by Sleep was nice. But like for me, right? So like I love Kingdom Hearts. Like I was the kid at Hot Topic. Like I was buying the shirts. I was living my best life, really. And Kingdom Hearts was like my life. Like you catch me in the hallway, like singing the fucking theme songs.
When you walk away.
My sanctuary. But motherfucking. So I played 2, and I've been really looking forward to 3, but I really wasn't crazy about the next games that have been coming out, like Birth by Sleep, like 385/6 Days. Those games were okay. Like I still liked. I think I like the ones that I still really like are 1, Chain of Memories, 2, and 385/2 Days. Like that, those are solid for me.
Okay.
But then, like, for the rest of them, I've been just kind of like, whatever. Like, I had fun with the Birth by Sleep gameplay. I just didn't really care for what it added to the world. And
okay,
we get to 3, and just 3 is just really boring. Like, I feel like I should have like had like, I feel like this should have been Kingdom Hearts 2, if that makes sense. It should have been like everything. Like, if we're talking from like Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2 and all the stuff they've added, like with like the gameplay and like all the mechanics and stuff and how they elevated the story, like, that was crazy. But for 3, it was just like a really dull game overall.
Okay. I got you.
I know that's like weird to say.
No, I think a lot of people had a lot of similar things to say about it, from what I remember and from what I understand. So,
like the biggest thing for me was like at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, right? The story's kind of over, right? So we beat. I'm gonna spoil Kingdom Hearts 2. All right, it's been 13 years. Okay.
mm-hmm.
So Kingdom Hearts 2, we beat Ansem, we beat Organization 13, we beat Xehanort, we did it. All the kids are back at the island, and like the story's finished.
Yeah.
And then when things like Birth by Sleep came out, we got more information. Like we learned things about like this Keyblade War. We learned about like there were these other kids, like, oh, there are 13 Xehanorts, there's time travel in the mix, and like there's all these like other things that I don't care about that are now like accumulated into the final story, and it just wasn't working out for me. And the gameplay, I felt it didn't feel good to like hit. Like I liked how in 2 you had like the triangle, the reaction commands, and the drive forms, and this one they put like amusement park rides, which were just like really boring to use. And
they did get old after a while.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just flat out stopped using them. But the biggest gripe with me is that like I feel like nothing really felt earned. Like in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm gonna spoil some of Kingdom Hearts 3 if you guys don't mind.
Just give it a few seconds. People, like, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't gotten there yet. I haven't even gotten there yet, so it's kind of a spoiler for me. But we'll,
I'm gonna keep it vague. I'll keep it vague. I will talk about Roxas though.
Okay.
And what happens with him, but I will keep it overall vague. So, in this game, what they tried to introduce was they talked about this a little bit in Chain of Memories with the clones, right? And that's how we got like Clone Riku, that's how we got Xion, that's how we got a bunch of other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Kingdom Hearts 3, they pretty much are now like, oh yeah, the clones work. Everybody comes back to life, and we can just plug in their hearts into these clone bodies, and they can come back like nothing happens. So like the problem with that is that there is now no longer any consequences.
Of course.
We can just bring everybody. It's like, remember in Naruto when like we just brought back the Akatsuki and all that stuff? It's kind of like that.
Mm.
And the biggest gripe with that is they brought back Roxas with that.
Mm.
And I feel like I want Roxas to come back. Like, don't get me wrong, it would feel good, but he shouldn't come back.
Because for the sake of story.
Because the whole point of his arc and how sad it is like the first 4 hours of Kingdom Hearts 2 is you getting to know Roxas and being told that you're not supposed to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were never meant to be born. You are a mistake, right? And like, how does that feel when you're like 15 years old and like you're actually only like 3 months old?
Yeah.
Like that shit hurts, and it's really sad, and he really resents Sora for like going back. Like he has to, he's like jealous of Sora, and it's really beautiful. And like when he later has to accept it and is like, I have to do this because this isn't my life, you know, like that shit hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like there's this really touching scene in Kingdom Hearts 2 where Sora's about to like go on the train to meet with Master Ying Sid. And he sees all of Roxas's friends. He's like, I feel sad, and he starts crying. And he's like, I don't understand why I'm crying. But we know because it's Roxas inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
And we just get all these like beautiful moments. And I just feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 sort of invalidates that by just saying, yeah, we could just bring Roxas back. Clone body, who cares?
Well,
like, why does it matter?
To go alongside with the I feel that to go alongside with the idea of what the worst game of the year is, I feel kind of bad even saying this because indie development is a thing, and I understand how complicated indie development is, but I gotta say it's a game I played called Eternal Blade. Don't know if y'all had an opportunity to check that out yet, but
No.
Eternal?
Nah.
Aerteno.
N-O.
Yeah, so The reason why it was the worst game I played this year is because like a lot of the games that I've played this year have actually been really good, in my opinion. Like some would argue that the Ghost Recon Breakpoint game would be on the top of that list, but for me, it's not. I actually enjoyed that game a lot. Eternal Blade was it just.
Okay, the girl's kind of cute though.
She is kind of cute. That's the reason why I was
We're talking about the
interested.
silver hair girl, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all right.
So
it's already a good game then.
You'd think. I'm gonna show on the screen in a second what this game is. For those who don't know. And I feel I feel bad again because this is an indie game. It's very clearly an indie game. It's not meant to kind of be like a AAA experience or something anything crazy. It's got some unique ideas in it, but it also just missed the mark in so many like important ways. So voice acting, for example, is horrendously bad. Like I probably could have voiced all of the characters in this game and have done a better job than what they ended up with.
Damn.
Including the female voices.
Is it like meme worthy though? Are we talking like House of the Dead level of dubbing?
Kind
where
of.
it's like Mr. President. Like
Resident Evil original, like you're gonna turn into a Jill sandwich. Like it's it's real bad. I'm gonna show the trailer while I discuss it. I wish I was kidding when I said this because like the design of the game doesn't look bad. Like it's got like a 2.5D thing. It's mostly like side scrolling, but when you go into boss battles, it goes into 3D. It's just a little bit. You have like limited numbers of dodges that you have access to. So that's kind of the other gameplay thing that bothers me a lot about the game. But I think it has a lot going for it. It's missing polish in a lot of like important ways. So again, it's not that this game is horrendous. Is that I've played too many really great games this year. So this is my vote for worst of the year.
Good for you.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm gonna say real quick, Uncle Crowley. Like, I'm not saying House of the Dead is bad. I love House of the Dead. All right, like catch me at the arcade with both the guns in my hand playing House of the Dead. All right. But that dub, I'm not. It's so bad that it's good, and like that game would not be the same if House of the Dead wasn't like with that dub. So I love House of the Dead.
The House of the Dead was crap, but you'll play the shit out of it. See, it really do be like that. It really do. It really do.
I like cheesy bad voice acting. I think the worst voice acting is like when the voices just don't match, or when they're just not trying.
Yeah. Man, listen. Anyone else got some answers for a worst game they played all year? In chat, I encourage you all to also answer the question.
Well, regardless of not going for the E, I gotta go with the answer that is most relevant to me, which is Anthem, because I was very hyped, and I'm gonna beat that shit up because it beat my pockets up. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I feel you.
I feel it.
But I mean, aside from that, I could say if I want to give you like a little hot take, this is really just from personal preference and experience of playing a game for so long, so many iterations of this game, and developing a relationship. Modern Warfare and that PvP is not my bag right now.
What is it about?
You mean the most recent one, the one that just came out?
Yes.
Modern Warfare 2019.
So you don't fuck with it? I've heard good things.
So it's a beautiful game. I'm sure the campaign. I've never had anything negative to say about their campaigns at all. Those are definitely things when you never have anything to do to come back to, and you'd be like, "Wow, this is really good."
Yeah.
Part of the issue, of course, is going to be map knowledge. That's just the facts of it. When you play on a battle, you don't know the maps.
Yeah.
They don't have all the bugs kicked out, but I had about one more time to spawn right in front of an enemy and get shot in my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to take that beta back to the store. But no,
really
my biggest gripe really is just the changing in the pace and style of multiplayer. So they've done this twice. The first time was with Advanced Warfare. And Advanced Warfare could have been a good game had they just marketed not as Call of Duty probably, and people wouldn't have had so many expectations. This at least is boots on the ground, but it's more campy, and it's just a little bit slower pace. You don't really have a track that you can just find. Like in most of the other Call of Duties, you can make your own little path and circuit that you run.
Yeah. That was like the best. It was either that or you camp at the corner and you get the what are those guns called? Duakimbos?
The Akimbo,
yeah.
freaking
Any of them.
Desert Eagles, or
so what I've played so far in this one, you can't really do that, which is fine, and it just takes learning. But it was something that frustrated me from someone who like duty was my thing, and no matter what. Like there's plenty of videos people making of like when you have to look both ways to cross the street.
Yeah.
And then you cross the street and you
still make it and you still die. But that's just me. That's just me griping. That's not really that I hate the game.
Yeah. You know, it is definitely something that I can understand your perspective on. I'll say this one quick thing before we go to the audio lover. I'm really enjoying Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but I acknowledge that there are some issues with the game that could be fixed if they just did a few simple things. The main thing is fixing the sound in the game. And
those feet lie.
Yeah, those not only do they so for the most part I can tell where things are coming from with footsteps. I usually don't have the issue of like not being able to tell where people are, but that's the issue. Is that once you hear someone's footsteps and you like determine where they are, you become like Daredevil and you have a sixth sense and you can tell exactly where they are like across the street from you. And it like the footsteps are so loud that actually flanking the opponents, and this is why it's really important to have a really strong stealth mechanic in the game, because you're pretty much screwed when it comes to actually flanking enemies, because if you're crouch walking, they can still hear you. Dead silence is set to a field upgrade that you can activate every once in a while. It's not something that you can rely on all the time. So if someone's camping in a corner, there's the other thing I wanted to say are claymores are back in the worst possible way. So claymores are actually they're actually broken. So if someone puts a claymore like angled near an entryway where you can't shoot it, you actually just have no way to get in there. Like unless you use your
stupid.
And so like
there's no EMP. You can't like you have to waste a grenade probably. But,
you have to waste a grenade. And
that's stupid.
And like they kill you from an extremely long range. There's no way you can't jump over them. Like with the bouncing Betty things, you can at least crouch or go prone to avoid getting damaged by it. With the claymores, you can't do anything about it. So if someone has a way to continuously get claymores, like you were just actually fucked. Like you can't do anything about it.
That sucks. That really sucks. And like I guess
and people camp real bad because they can hear everything. Like they can hear you across the entire map, so they know where you are. So all you have to do is just sit still and figure out where you're coming from. They just made it too easy to camp.
See, like that really sucks, because like there's another game I play, like I'm sure we've all played it, Rainbow Six Siege. So like with Siege, like I feel like they have the perfect balance between like that. Like the footsteps are important, right? But there are just so many options in that game that like camping is just not viable. Right. Like
you can get peeked so quickly.
You can get peeked. Like I could like burn like a fucking hole in the wall and like shoot you. I could like send in a drone to kill you. I can like put bombs to go through the floor and kill you. Like there are just like so many options, and I just feel like that sucks, because like just like the Call of Duty, like listening to your sound is so important in Siege. So it just really sucks that like it's almost a problem, because you can listen, but there's not a whole lot of options to counter listening. So I just feel like that really sucks.
Yeah. Audio lover, what you got for us?
Listen, I was also an idiot who bought Anthem.
I bought it too.
By the recommendation of a friend.
That's a bad friend.
You know, I feel like this.
You get rid of that friend.
This friend ain't a real friend, man. Listen.
Hey.
I'm not gonna say no names.
Well,
that's when you drag them. Who we fighting? Who we jumping?
Dream Manifest.
Man, that guy needs to get stomped.
But yeah, I went and bought it. I was like, you know, me and my friend, we played it in the beta. We were trash talking it too, but we're like, nah, we still gonna get it. Like they'll fix out the bugs, you know. And I should have knew since the beta that it was not gonna be it. And lo and behold, it really wasn't that game. It was exactly what we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Yo, my favorite thing in the world is just like when they put out a beta and you can play the beta and you can feel the ass. Like just the straight ass. And you're just like, wow, I really just saved $60. Like Fallout 76, that was gonna be an exciting game. And then I played the beta for that and I was like, wow.
I didn't even play it. I watched people play it and I was like, that's gonna be a no from me, dog.
So like I love Rust, right? So when I heard Fallout 76, I was like, oh, this is like Rust, but like this is from like a AAA studio. So I was so excited. And then like they kept talking and they were just like, oh, like if someone kills you, you can like send a bounty to them. And I was like, all right, let's see how it works. And it just didn't fucking work. It took forever to uninstall that shit.
Oh man. So we're gonna get into the rest of the podcast as well. I want to hear what y'all been playing. What you been up to? What's been going on in terms of in the daily rotation of games? Let's start with Dream.
Well,
because we already know what it is.
You already know what it is. Primarily Destiny 2, because it's the greatest game of all time.
I got back into it. I got back into it because it was free, man. Like, you know, crack is still crack.
That's right. At least we cooking that good crack. We cooking that good crack. Yeah,
it still hits just right.
So really, what I've been playing, and it's expanded a little bit. It's like I said, I've been streaming more consistently, so I try to kind of keep it concurrent with the day. So Tuesday, typically that's reset day, so that's been my Destiny day. Wednesday, I've been playing Apex, and then Thursday, it's been a toss-up with Borderlands 3, God War Dauntless. And then yesterday, I started The Outer Worlds.
Oh, baby.
Oh, my God.
Such a good game.
That for 12 hours straight.
That's...
Speaking of... but that... Listen... I know Jimquisition said this, and I'm gonna quote him in this. I don't know if it was like verbatim or whatever, but Obsidian just proved how obsolete Bethesda is. Like, they made a Fallout game without it being Fallout 100,000 times better than anything that Bethesda has put out. So far from my impressions.
I think the direct quote is literally Bethesda doesn't have to exist anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of for it, dude, because like the point of a company is to like have faith in a brand, and they just in 1 year just completely destroyed like any hope of Fallout, like any fucking nonsense. It just, damn, bro. Like I was still okay with like I didn't like Fallout 4. I thought Fallout 4 was whack because they took out the RP in my RPG.
Okay. I understand.
Just wow. But no, Outer Worlds is great. You know, I got to play it a little bit at a friend's house. I want to get it myself, but I got this thing. I've been playing Bills a lot. Rent. Yeah. Single player rent. You know how it be.
Single player. Do you have an Xbox?
Do I have an Xbox? No, I do have an Xbox. I have my brother's Xbox.
So
I know the Game Pass for the $1, all that jazz. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just saying.
I get it.
The only reason I play it because I have Game Pass now, $15 one. But they told me I first got a message saying, "Hey, we couldn't process your payment." I'm like, "Cool," because I didn't really want to pay you anyway. And then and I was like, "What the fuck? Y'all told me I couldn't get it, but since I have it, let me go ahead and download."
Oh. All right, Audio Lover, what you playing, bro?
God, backlogs. I've been killing the backlogs. I also got this thing called Build. So backlogs as it is right now. I've been wanting to play Modern Warfare, you know. So right now it's just Division 2. I've been touching up on some Destiny 2 since it's free now. Trying to see if they're gonna go cross plat or something like that.
I heard rumors that they work.
We'll see.
I heard that they wanted to. I know we have cross save, which is dope because I saved my PS4 character.
Mm-hmm.
Like I brought them home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's dope.
And then actually I just got what is it? Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
That was on sale.
Okay.
So
good game.
yeah, I got to try to get into that. But I've been playing. That's the one in Greece or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Ultimate Edition, so I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3 because I never played that before I actually jump into.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what about yourself, Mr. Oni?
Well, before we get to myself, we're gonna ask Ali.
Oh, I thought he already said so. My bad.
Nah, not yet. I dragged on my my whatchamacallit. Fucking
Worst game of the year.
Worst game of the year. I used up all my podcast time, guys. I gotta go home.
Rip.
Well, I'm trying to like see exactly what's going on. I mean, I usually play fighting games. That's like what I love to play. So
man, the last time we played a
Tekken.
fighting game was a little. We gotta get back on that, bro.
Yo, you gotta get back on there because like
Dragon
Man,
Ball FighterZ
Tekken
was the last
7.
time we played.
Dragon Ball Z. What was that? What was you gonna say?
You play Tekken 7, huh?
Yo, I love Tekken 7. All right, like I'll play King. I'll have a good time and like it's fun. It's fun. And so King and Steve, like they do wonders for my soul, right? like that's how I spent Halloween, dude. I just spent it playing Tekken 7, just having a good time.
He wants you to play Tekken with him, by the way.
You wanna who wants to play Tekken with me?
Dream.
Manifested.
Dream. If you want to play Tekken, I'm down, dog. All right, like, what's up?
Hey, I'm always ready.
You got it on PS4?
I certainly do.
I have it on PS4 and PC. We'll play sometime. I'll get your information. But okay, so I've been playing that. On indie games, I've been playing this one game called Killer Queen Black. Have any of you guys heard of this?
No.
Say it one more time.
I heard of it. Yeah.
Killer Queen Black.
This is no hell no.
It's a 2D 18-bit, 16-bit.
Something like that. It's something
Retro
bit.
style.
You ever play Joust back in the day?
Yeah, okay, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I've been playing this, and this is like the perfect party game if you got like 4 friends and you just like want to play online against people. Cause like I got it on my Switch, and essentially what you're playing as, you play as like bees, like it's a queen bee, and then there's 3 workers, right? So the objective is to win best 3 out of 5 rounds. And the way that you do it is there are 3 ways to win, right? So you got the queen, like every team has a queen. You can go and kill the queen of the enemy team 3 times to win for a military victory. You can go for an economic victory by going around and collecting these like balls and bringing them back to your goalpost. Or alternatively, there is a snail in the middle of the map, and you can bring that snail closer to your goal to win. So there's 3 ways to win. So it's just hectic because there's so much going on. And while this is all happening, the queen can like go around to these workstations that workers can jump into to become warriors, but the queen can like block the warriors, and it just keeps going. So it's really fun to like yell at people when like it's just like, okay, like they're about to like their snail's about to reach goal, we gotta kill their snail, and then it's like, okay, but they're about to win economically, start killing their workers, and then it's like, oh, yo, protect me, they're trying to gang up on me on the queen. And you can get like 1 copy, you could play 4-player online on Switch, and it's a great ass time.
Okay. See, my someone had asked me if I was going to get that or put a request into Keymailer, and I said no. It does have a very interesting premise, but I'm at that point now where 16-bit games, 8-bit games, whatever the bit, they don't do it for me anymore.
That's fair.
But this does at least look like an interesting take on a fun party formula.
I'm kind of with you on the whole like 16-bit, which is why I'm like more like I just want a game to look nice.
Yeah.
But if the art looks clean, the art looks clean, right?
Yeah.
So other than that, the final game I've been playing is Indivisible.
Okay. Speaking of a game that has a clean art style.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But sadly, like, that art style is the only thing going for it, man.
Oh, really?
I'm
I'm
disappointed in the.
I'm also
I'm
not too
disappointed.
huge into turn-based games
Ooh,
anymore.
it's not turn-based.
Well, it's like timer-based.
It's timer-based.
It's
so,
almost the same thing.
I'm gonna keep it short because I've been talking for too long. So Indivisible, I bought it on Kickstarter like 3 years ago. Finally came out.
Mhm.
The art, the music, it's all gorgeous. I love Lab Zero because again, fighting game, Skullgirls,
Mhm.
fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
But that game just really slacks on anything that isn't the combat.
Okay.
So like it's really linear. The story's kind of whatever. They took out all the RPG elements to the point where it's just fighting.
Okay.
Some people like it, some people don't. You know,
Gotcha.
I'm disappointed. But yeah.
Damn. Well, you know that's a overall look at what we've been playing. Wait, did I say what I've been playing?
No.
You haven't said anything.
I'll keep mine
play
short
no
because
games.
people watching the stream probably know
no
already what I've been playing. So I've been playing Borderlands 3, which is a fantastic game.
Did you get to beat that one?
Yeah, I beat it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
Are you
not
lying?
in the end game messing around with some trying to get some new weapons and
So like, how is Borderlands 3?
Great.
the story could use some work, but the side quests are amazing and the gameplay are amazing.
Okay.
So like it's a really fun game. It's funny, but the main villains they don't hold a candle to what Handsome Jack was.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even close. But I recommend the game definitely. I've been playing Modern Warfare. Haven't done any of the single player yet, but I've been heavily addicted to the multiplayer. I'm really enjoying it. It does have its issues, but we talked about that a little bit earlier. I've been playing Warframe because you can't keep me away from that game for long. Like that's just
That Warframe's fucking great, man.
it's so good. It's so good.
That's your
Every-
destiny.
Basically.
That is his destiny.
Basically. Hey man, listen, Destiny ain't got no partner program. I'd love to get in on something like that. That'd be great.
Who you telling?
Damn.
No, Warframe is cool though.
Yeah.
Warframe, like the more I play Destiny 2, the more I'm like, wow, I should really just go back and play Warframe and respect myself, you know?
Shots fired, bro.
Yo, bro, like,
He came at your neck.
Dream's pissed, bro. He's just like, is this dude for real?
Yo, he
Get him
he
off the
blurred his
podcast.
camera. That's how mad he is.
Yeah, he's like, my man pixelated just like the hentai.
Yo. He went hentai pixelation on it. He's like, nah.
So no. Like I have a couple people like that have been in the clan that I'll touch base on Warframe here and there.
Yeah.
I'm just so far behind. So like I'll play for a little bit, but I don't have the time to be grinding in that because I got to grind on Destiny to try to get weapons so that I can do other things and things like that. But I mean, no. Warframe is definitely fun.
Mm-hmm.
Once I catch up, you know.
I will say that is like the biggest thing because it takes 100 hours for the story to get good. It takes 100 hours to unlock the story mode.
Basically. It does take a while, but once you do get there, it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, if you want to play through Warframe sometime, I'll play with you. Like we can just like do whatever the fuck.
Same, he already knows.
B.
I'm gonna be playing
Yeah.
Destiny 2 more too because now that it's cross save, well, not cross play yet, but I'm hoping it will be at some point.
Wait, is Warframe cross save?
No,
Not yet.
unfortunately.
Apparently, they've been like trying to talk to the Destiny folks, trying to figure out how to do that shit because they
True.
understand that people want it.
Yeah, people do want it.
It's like that's the only thing stopping me from playing Warframe on my Switch.
Mm.
It's that I have
course.
Saren, I have Saren Prime, I have all like this dope shit on my PC, and I just don't want to start over.
No, I did that once from PS4 to PC, and I hated it for a while until I started seeing the updates first on PC before the other systems. I was like, all right, I get it. This is why I needed to do this because I need to show people some of the stuff coming to every other console. So, yeah, man. Aside from that, what else have I been playing? I played Rainbow Six Siege. I was at the event playing that, so I will be playing that more on stream. It's been a little while. I'll be playing a lot more fighting games and been playing Smash Bros. Ultimate as well, so I love that game.
Yo, the fucking what's his name's coming out this month?
Who?
What's his name's coming out this month? I can't remember. Terry Bogard. Terry Bogard gonna be coming out
Oh,
this month, dude.
that's gonna
Are
be
you
dope.
okay?
I'm so ready for that. Yeah, that's right. Final fight. So I'm gonna be playing some more Dragon Ball FighterZ because I've been really wanting to play some more Mortal Kombat 11 and Soul Calibur. And yeah, I'm a definitely be on some more Smash Bros too. So that's good stuff.
I guess if you want to get into news and you want to segue, they did just drop today a new Soul Calibur character. The trailer for them anyway.
Ooh.
Have you seen it?
No.
Do you want me to say who it is, or you want to look it up?
I'm about to look it up right now. Hold on.
We're about to look it up.
Soul Calibur.
Keno and Destiny 2. I can't get into Destiny, man. Oh, sorry. I'm like reading the.
Oh no, please go ahead. Wait, is it Hilde?
So Uncle Crowley, I will say, like, just like here's the biggest gripe between me and Destiny 2 versus Warframe. It's that like with Destiny 2, I feel like I'm collecting these guns.
Bro, he's been out lewd Hokage.
Yeah, just to be like getting those guns. But as opposed to Warframe, where like every single mission like connects to one another, I always feel like I'm progressing. So like I'll do whatever the fuck quest and I'll be getting items, and while I'm doing that I have things cooking in the foundry. I have like I'm getting like points for my faction, and like I'm leveling up my like battle pass essentially, which isn't this great like smooth talking like sexy voice, almost like 3-Dog-ish. Just it's definitely you should get into Warframe. Best game out there right now.
Yeah, it's definitely highly recommended. By the way, Hilda's new design looks dope.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, I love the way she looks.
So fucking great. They haven't announced Broly, but they have shown pictures of Broly Lewd Kage. They have shown like screenshots of like him in like magazines and shit. So he's probably coming out like a month or two.
I love that there's going to be 2 Brolys in the game.
Oh, 100%. Well, there's so many Gokus.
So many.
We need to counter them.
Yeah, you're right. We need all the Gokus, all the Gohans. We're gonna get Kid Gohan at some point too. Watch. Just watch.
Beast Gohan, the only Gohan that matters.
Team Gohan.
Can we talk about the
one I was fighting Blue before he went extremely trash.
Oh,
Wait,
Ultimate
did they
Gohan.
nerf Gogeta?
Yeah.
Did they? No, Gogeta was so fucking sick.
Oh wait, you asking if they nerfed him?
Yeah.
Oh no, I have no idea. Oh,
okay. He's really fun to use. He's like in there on the team now.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm definitely. We played it at one point, and we haven't gotten back into like playing again. So definitely join next time when we do some Dragon Ball files. I'll let you know.
Yo, let me know.
I would probably do it today, but I got to do something after the podcast, and then I'll be back, and I got to do a Call of Duty thing because I'm going to be doing a sponsored stream. So that's going to be fun.
Hey.
Sick.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, that's a really good segue because I'm going to be playing more Soul Calibur. Hopefully, everyone. I don't know if anyone here has Soul Calibur 6.
No,
but it is. You can get it for $12 right now on PC through Humble Bundle Monthly.
Wow.
So if you
that's
want
on the monthly right now?
That's on the monthly. So for Humble Monthly, you get Soul Calibur and 2 other games. I can't remember them right now. I'll look it up right now.
Okay.
But you can get Soul Calibur 6 for like $12, and you can get it right now. Just pay $12, and then you get a bunch of other games later.
Yeah, so if y'all want to support the homie, I got a Humble link. Let me see if I can bring that up. Hold on! ! Humble. I can't type apparently. Humble bundle. Did I not make one? Hold on.
Humble bundle.
I'm gonna look and see what comes
There we
out
go.
this week.
Yeah. So if you want to support me, check out with a partner link Black Oni. You can get yourself Soul Calibur 6 for $12 in addition to some other games. Let's actually take a look at this and see what's on the rest of the list.
I will say there is Yakuza
Kiwami. Wow.
Which is fucking phenomenal. If you have not played Yakuza, definitely play Yakuza. I recommend you play 0 before this one, even though this is technically a remake of the first game.
Yeah.
Yakuza 0 adds so much new lore to the series, and that lore is also is now implemented into the world of Yakuza 1. So they've made a lot of it like canon, as opposed to just being like, okay, who are these characters? All these characters are dead, and you get to see where they are now in the Yakuza world, which is great.
Okay.
And you can get Yakuza 6 for like $6 online on somewhere.
Okay. So for those of y'all who don't know, definitely go do that. I'm definitely gonna. So I've been taking some of these and using them for giveaways during stream as well, but I think I'm going to keep Yakuza. I might give away Soul Calibur since I have it on PS4 already, but I kind of want to have it on PC as well because mods.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
All I'm gonna say is like my donation box is open, dog.
Yeah, buddy. And this is a good segue into our other game that we're gonna play too, or other game we're gonna talk about, which is all things BlizzCon 2019. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't heard too much about what the protests have been like for the show, but I imagine they still happened.
Yeah, I believe they did.
I've been following the protest segment. So they did actually end up having the Q&A panel this year.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
Brave.
And it's as you can imagine, it's a lot of people going up and just saying, free Hong Kong. The kid, I don't know if you guys actually follow like the NBA at all, but the kid who apparently did he had like the shirt, like the NBA shirt, and they had the camera on him, and then he fucking like dropped it and it was a free Hong Kong shirt. He was at BlizzCon and he did the same shit. So that's great.
That's wild.
Tons of Winnie the Pooh cosplay and protesters outside.
Winnie the Pooh cosplay is so funny.
But other than that, people have the moral backbone of an eclair.
Custard filled baby.
Yeah, they're just like, they see the shiny, they're like, wow, they made May's ass even fatter.
I mean, I ain't mad.
May and Widowmaker are the best things I've ever come out of Overwatch.
About to be the best thing going.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing of, go ahead.
I was gonna say my girlfriend cosplays May, and I thank God every day. I thank God every day.
Shout out to I'm gonna say her name. Shout out to Mitzi. Shout out to Mitzi.
Oh, Mitzi.
You could follow her. I think her name is like Mistress Death on Instagram.
Yeah.
And she takes controller commissions if you want a pretty PS4 controller, Game Boy, whatever the fuck you want.
Hey.
So
help the homie out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what we saw from Overwatch 2 was actually pretty decent. I was hoping to see like new stuff for the heroes in like the gameplay reveal of Overwatch 2, but we didn't really get to see that. But we heard that there were going to be new changes to like ultimate abilities, and I don't know if it's going to be regular abilities as well, but I know the ultimate abilities are going to be you can choose between them in many of the cases. So it's going to have PvE, PvP, and like a story campaign as well. So it's going to be bringing in a lot of the things that people have been asking for Overwatch for a long time. And I'm hoping, they didn't say anything about it, but I'm hoping we're going to get cross save or cross play, because 2019, 2020, these are the years where it's going to start becoming more and more and more common. If you're making your game and don't have cross play or cross save like in the works, then you're at a huge disadvantage. One of the big reasons why I stopped playing Overwatch personally was because I have friends on PS4 and PC who would want to play, but if I play on PS4, I'm not going to be unlocking any of the stuff towards my things on PC, which is where I play primarily.
That's the same reason, and I did get pissed off because I spent a lot of money on loot boxes because I need that.
Please don't
that
ever spend more money on loot boxes. Please
no.
Stop.
That's like. I was like
more.
okay with it at first. Like I think I've spent like maybe like $50 on Overwatch, but like not counting price of the game and whatever. But like it really sucked. Like I couldn't bring those to whatever, and it looks like Dream died.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, your screen just did some crazy shit.
Yeah, because I was switching the camera modes.
The fucking Halloween's over, dog. What are you doing?
I was switching to the video mode as opposed to just my manual, so
okay.
Stop breathing so much.
I feel it.
But yeah, in addition to, like, you'll also have character progression, so you can level up in the PvE content. So they're kind of making it a little bit like Destiny in a way. You get stronger over time when you unlock new abilities. So I'm here for the Overwatch stuff. You're gonna get to keep all the cosmetic items that you had from Overwatch 1 transferring over to Overwatch 2. So that was one of my big questions, and I appreciate that. From a lot of people, they say it feels like an expansion of Overwatch, which is the way they're doing it. I think is fine. People stop buying loot boxes, please, so that they stop having an excuse to put them in the game.
I will say one thing. Every time I hear something say it's like Destiny, my soul just kind of like leaves my body for a little bit, just like chunks of it. Because especially like with the new Avengers game, which looks like fucking ass, by the way.
I'm excited as fuck for that game.
That's all you. That's all you.
That can't be. I'll take that. I'll keep that.
But
I played it, bro. Like
you played it?
I played it back in was it August or early September? I played it then, and like I wish they had shown that shit at the very beginning before they said anything, because like it's fucking dope.
All right, well,
they should have definitely showed like actual gameplay when they revealed that.
Like I'll take your word for it.
You might not like it though. You might not like it.
No. That's fine. But well, also talking about like the Overwatch 2, I think like the biggest reason this is Overwatch 2 versus like an expansion or like an event or whatever the fuck you want to call it for Overwatch 1 is because the player base for Overwatch 1 is kind of dead. Like, it was declining before the whole Hong Kong thing, and then I think especially with that, anybody who's kind of left is people who just really like the game and don't care. And there's no problem with those people. Like, you bought a game, play the game all you want, do your thing. But I feel like by saying you have another product, it like will increase the player base, because it's like, okay, well now there's two. So people who don't even follow this stuff will be like, yo, I fucking loved Overwatch. You know, I fell off of it. I want to play the new one.
Yeah. So, you know, for everyone at home who also loves everything else that came out of BlizzCon, you know, they got a new. Well, first of all, before we even get to that, do y'all have any other insights you want to add on to the Overwatch story?
I don't play it enough.
Jeff Kaplan
actually, rented it from the library, and I don't know. Why do you need it too?
Yeah,
because money.
And because how are you gonna win the people over, dog?
Yeah,
shiny. Show the shiny.
It could have. What I've gathered from it is that they're calling it Overwatch 2, but what it really is an expansion. And I think because they are letting so much of the content spill over between the two, that's okay. But it really is an expansion versus a sequel.
I mean, all the same maps, like all the old maps are going to be in it, I heard. So you're going to get old maps and new maps. You're going to get all your old content plus your new content. So you're going to be paying $60 for a new story missions.
Story missions. You're gonna get some of the RPG mechanics and the new characters, but they'll also be available on the old game.
Wait, those maps, all the maps and new characters are gonna be in the old game?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
No, not good. In the new game. In the new game.
No, they're gonna be in both.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna. Nah, stop it. No point. No, there's no way.
You're getting a new engine. You're getting a new, new updates to the engine. New updates to the engine.
New updates to the engine, yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna get new. If I'm not mistaken, there's gonna be something that they're gonna have to make it worthwhile to get Overwatch 2, because Jeff said that they were gonna be releasing all of the same characters across both games.
Listen, I know Overwatch is like big as far as the competitive scene.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they're doing it or whatever, but like, I don't know. Because they announced a new game mode push, and I was like,
yeah,
y'all just announced one new game mode. Like, y'all needed a whole brand new game.
Well, the thing is, like with Jeff Kaplan, like he was saying, like like this game's nowhere done to being finished. I don't even know why we're showing it off.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. And to you, Uncle Callie, none of my mods are ever around anymore. So if you want to go follow them, please look below their names to see what their names are. Dream Manifested, available right there. The Audio Lover. I'll do that while we're continuing on.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah. So, moving on from there, we can talk a little bit about Diablo. I don't know if anyone in this podcast is a huge Diablo fan or not.
I'm not a huge fan.
Okay.
I'll play it.
That not to say that in a negative thing, because I didn't come around Diablo, and I had Diablo 3 on Xbox and I think maybe PlayStation. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I played it a lot.
Okay.
I know a lot of people were didn't really like the artistic style that they went with Diablo 3 as compared to the previous two.
Okay.
So what I've been seeing in some of the comments on YouTube or whatever is that they like the art path that they decided to go with keeping like the combat of 3. So I'm excited for it.
Okay.
They didn't like the art style of Diablo 3. Have y'all
The
seen
art
it?
style of Diablo 3 was very like cartoonish and colorful in like a bad way.
Yeah.
People really liked the like grim realism of like 2, and the biggest complaint, and I hear that they're fixing this in D4, is like skill trees, because in Diablo 3 all the builds were kind of samey, as opposed to like in D2 when like you could really like customize and make a character your own. And I think D4 does look really cool, but I think if you also want a game sort of like it, definitely check out Grim Dawn. That's a game that has come out recently that if you want to play basically D2, like a sequel to D2, I would recommend that game.
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile, yeah. That's another good one.
Is that good? Yeah.
I heard good things about it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm probably one of the very few gamers who camera perspective matters a lot to me in games. And I was streaming. I don't remember what I was streaming. I think I was like streaming reactions to gameplay footage and stuff of like Overwatch and stuff. And someone came in and like, oh, I implore you to check out the new Diablo 4 trailer. And I checked it out, and it was just yeah, you were here for that. Like it was literally just a cinematic trailer for it. And I was like, where's the gameplay though? Like I want to see what the game looks like to play. Like this, like no one plays Diablo for the story. First of all, like we already know that.
Yeah.
And second of all,
story.
I mean,
No,
Diablo's a girl now. Well, technically it's Lilith, but like hot girl Diablo, like I'm for it.
I'm for that, but like that's not gonna get me excited because I don't give a shit. I want to see what it's like to fucking play the game. And so there was like another trailer after that of the gameplay itself, and it was like, it feels like when I played
for that person in the chat.
I mean, I told him after, I was like, yo, I'm not trying to shit on your dreams or nothing. Like, I know you like what you like. I don't
to like try to get him to like it.
Yeah, I felt like he was trying to get me to like it, and it wasn't working because I was just like, like it feels like I'm watching a character do something rather than making my character do something. The camera's all the way in fucking Narnia, away from like what's actually happening in the action. So like I'm just telling my character to do the thing.
It's a dungeon crawler, only like you know.
I played
like
dungeon crawlers that were.
Nah, you don't play.
So for me, it didn't do anything to convince me otherwise. It looked like Diablo 3. Like in terms of the way it played, and I was just like, this is just like I already played this.
Well, like if you're into those type of games, have you only played? Do you like those type of games? First off, like
no? Yes and no. I like hack and slash games, but I play. I don't play dungeon crawlers for the most part though, but I do play games that are like action RPGs are my defining genre. That's what I play the most. So like any of the Souls games, Sekiro, Devil May Cry, Nier Automata, Neo, like all those games. All those games are like my shit.
Yeah.
But it feels like I'm in the action when I play those games rather than overwatching. Funny enough.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that because that's the same thing with me. Like with Devil May Cry, like I feel cool playing that
Exactly.
game. Like,
Right.
like I could, like I could like press a button and then my character does something and like that's cool. But like in Devil May Cry, I could like flex on them.
I can
Right? Like,
I can style on
I could be
motherfuckers,
like,
right?
I could be like, are you real? Are you
Yeah.
real? Get out.
And you can
Get
do
out.
you can do like counters. You can like perfect dodge, and you'll like go behind them and like launch them.
Yeah,
And
it's
like,
so, and then you could there's a really good guy. I think his name is I can't think of it. He does like Mads, which are like music videos
yeah,
of Devil May Cry gameplay, and like that shit's sick. But there are just some people that just want a big number, and like that's fine. You know, like that's cool. Like some people love the idea of like building up a character. I think if Diablo 3 is like your only experience like with that type of game, definitely check out Grim Dawn. And I know you said Path of Exiles.
Mhm.
Because there is something there. Like it is really fun to like create a character in the sense of like my character can shoot out like I guess in Warframe turns, like you know, like Saren has that ability where like you can like infect enemies, and when they blow up they can infect others. You can like put more stats to that, and then that changes. So it's kind of like that.
And there's a new
But
expansion for
from
Grim Dawn recently, wasn't there? Like back in June.
Yeah, they came out with it. I might have been.
Yeah, the Steam Loyalist and Forgotten Gods.
Yeah. So, you know, there's good stuff. But D4, I think the only thing that has me excited for it is like there's PvP in it.
Okay.
But like I'm pretty sure it will be the most okay game. That I feel like
The most okay
there's
game.
just the most okay game. I feel like it's if you're still playing Diablo 3, you'll like this. You know, I don't think this is something that is going to get new people in.
Mhm.
I think it's just
Crowley was saying PoE is too hardcore for most. Okay, interesting.
well, PoE is really hardcore. It's really if you know how to play those games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is
I'm
PoE?
gonna check it.
Path of Exile.
Oh, Path of Exile. Okay,
Yeah.
Exile.
That's like if you are like if you want like all the limits like unchained and you want to go to like level 600 and you want to just like become god and stupid shit, you play Path of Exile.
Got
Duly
it.
Noted.
Got it.
Duly noted.
Yeah, I don't know. Those like I like those types of games, but I feel like those types of games should be for like certain studios, like more independent, more like lower budget, like how people make 16-bit games. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
No.
I don't feel like. I mean,
No, I
listen,
think-
it.
I think that space should exist. Like I feel like those games
I'm not
could
saying
get
it shouldn't. I'm just saying like Blizzard has the finances to put something better out. It's like Rockstar putting out GTA 3 after GTA 2. Like they were not gonna put another top down.
Yeah.
I
GTA
think-
3. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
didn't evolve it. They're not
like,
evolving
I feel
things
like
enough.
there's no-
Yeah. I would agree
you,
with
You
that.
gotta do something different. You gotta do
I mean, but
something
that's not exclusive to Blizzard. That's like
It's
literally
not.
everything though. Like why don't they do it? Because money, because it's safe, you know, because a lot of people want a name rather than something new.
No, right. I mean, like, I think, and I'm not saying they gotta do something extraordinary, but maybe push the limits. I don't feel like they're pushing any limits other than, you know, making the artwork better.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing to it. Like, it's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, and that's fine for a lot of people. For me, it ain't though. I gotta see something new and inventive with that. You know, like there was actually like I don't want to say confirmation. There were rumblings that the gameplay and camera perspective were going to be a lot more similar to what you'd see in like a Dark Souls style game, and
That would've been interesting.
that would have been very interesting. Like not
I
necessarily
feel-
with the difficulty of a Dark Souls game, but just kind of the style.
I feel like it's really hard to like in a main series to be able to just change genres though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
because I feel like if you're someone who like loves Diablo and you love that top down, and then they go, okay, but the next one's gonna be like third person shooter or whatever the fuck, like I feel like you're not gonna.
It's extreme, though.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but that's kind of the
That's
same
kinda-
thing. If you were to go
yeah.
from Diablo to being like a third person Dark Souls, like Like that's an extreme for someone. Someone might not like that. There are times where it's hype, and I like it when people experiment. Like I'm gonna bring back Yakuza. Yakuza, like we just had Yakuza 6. So we've had 7 games with like this brawler style, and then for Yakuza 7, a main series game, what they're changing into a JRPG. Like a free form like JRPG. You can go around, you cast spells, you do all that stuff, and like that's crazy. I'm excited because I like those type of games, and I trust this company enough to like do whatever they want. But it is scary to sort of like
to change the entire thing,
to change these genre things. But I think it also speaks to if you have faith enough in that idea to like go with it.
Yeah. My vote is still on on a significant change for that. But you know, again, once again, folks at home who are excited for this game, I am happy for you.
Lies. You don't share my joy.
I don't share your what?
And my joy. I'm elated.
Are you? You look like you didn't even know what the hell.
You were really sitting in the background, just like, yeah, man, Diablo, video games, wow,
bro.
I know some of these words.
I was
lot of loot boxes. It's riddled with loot boxes.
I was replying to different messages. No. I get it. I feel y'all what y'all saying. I'm just excited. Not like I said, I'm not elated. I'm not overly excited. I look forward to playing it. I look forward, like I said, to see the art direction that people have wanted with the same gameplay and see how it feels, if it feels any better.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Diablo 3, but again, like I said, I didn't play the first 2, so it's hard for me to say anything, but I know a lot of people that I do know that have been playing since Diablo 1, they are actually excited.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. I'd like to play it. I probably will play it.
I'll try it out. If it changes my mind, great. And if not, then fucking
life goes on.
Life
right?
goes on. Yeah.
Too many fucking games.
So many games.
Way too many.
Speaking of new games, shit, we got Sony Worldwide and Microsoft both coming out with their next generation consoles.
Well, you don't care about consoles.
I do. I care about consoles.
He cares about consoles if the viewers care about consoles.
Ooh.
I care about consoles because there are specifically Sony exclusive games.
Yes.
That I want to continue seeing. Whether or not they come to PC is a different story altogether. But some of my favorite games of all time have been on console, specifically PlayStation. So
before we get into it, y'all think we need another console generation after this?
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna need the new one. Like shit's getting like right now we're chilling on what? We're chilling on PS 4.5, you know, Xbox 1.5. Like the Pro is, I have a PS4 Pro.
I do too.
And that's still really struggling. Whatever. I only got it because I mean this is like a whole other thing. I got it for the price of a regular PS4. So that's the only reason I got it. But like
I did the same thing.
Yeah. So I think it is a thing, and I know that what they're doing to sort of like make it not feel like if you're someone who just got a PS4 or if you're someone who just got an Xbox, those same controllers are compatible with the whatever, and they have like a layaway plan, and they have like a bunch of things, so you don't feel like you're like just got this thing and now I'm being fucked over.
Right.
They're going to be compatible with the 5 and the next Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh. So they're going to have backwards compatibility, both in the controller and in the games.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. In terms of, so the question that you had was, do we need another generation?
No, that was just like a quick thing before we get into this.
Yeah.
We, like break it down.
I would say I think this next generation could be the last one. I could see how that would work. I could see how
struggling with that concept.
You know, but
I think it is, but then I'm still like maybe not. I'm struggling with that concept.
If they continue to sell well, they will continue to make them. Like that's just going to be the be all end all of that. But
I could
go ahead.
Never see a this is it, the PlayStation forever, right? Like I could never see that really happening because just technology is always advancing. Like graphics cards, graphic cards are going.
Trademark all the way up until 10, right?
Yeah, but I feel like that's just also to like keep those,
Yeah. I think that a big reason why I say that is because we may get to a point where modularity becomes a very simple process. So, like, for example, remember how, like, back in PS2 days and PS1 days, you had memory cards? And you had, like, the network adapter. You had, like, the extra hard drive you can put in there that kind of changed things a bit. Like, I think they can get to a point where they could, like, look at the Switch, right? The Switch is a modular system in a sense that, like, it's portable and it's home console, right? And then the games that you put in there run off of these little chips. Put them in and you're good. I could definitely see a situation where we now, because, like, if you think about it, those chips, those are flash drives. They're SD
You
cards.
talking about the Switch chips?
Yeah, talking about the cartridges.
Yeah.
Like, those are essentially just flash drives, SD cards that you're just putting in, and it's just running everything off of that. So we can get to a point where more consoles are doing systems similar to that, where they don't have to rely so much on the system itself to, like, run. For example,
No,
like,
because
we have to install games on PS4 and Xbox One in order to play them. With the Switch, you install them, but they're taking up so little space that it's not necessarily that huge of a deal. Like, there's still room for technology in the actual format of getting it onto the SD card or whatever format they use to run it off of that rather than specifically the space on a hard drive.
But they're not, like, running the game on the SD card. Like, they're still like all the processing stuff, like, on the Switch. And then one day, like, the graphics are going to be so, like, you know, advanced or whatever, or all the technical feat of it. Like, the only reason that we're using SD chips right now is because of, like, price and kind of the load times in it. Yeah. And all that stuff. Like,
that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. Not necessarily that the game is running off of that chip, but more so that chip is doing more than just carrying the data that's going to go onto the hard drive. Because, like, on PS4 and Xbox One, that's all the disc is really doing. It's just a DMR marker. It's just unlocking it from your hard drive. Whereas on a Switch, it's the actual data is on the disc, and you're running it from there and then processing it through the system itself.
I do also want to say that, like, while we're on that topic, that really sucks for, like, game preservation. I'm really big into, because, like, I love collecting my games physical, because I've been in situations where, like my account has gotten banned, or, like, I've lost access to it, and I just lose all my games, and that fucking sucks. So, like, for me, like, I've always been, like, a physical boy, and it you know, it does suck when you move, but there's just something about, like, you know, just, like, you got the shelf, you got all the nice games, you know. So I don't know. Like, I feel like me, a physical boy, I never want to go
so physical.
Like, fully digital. Yeah, you know, I like to get fit.
But again, my thing is, I can see how they could make one console and then have like the next you know, PS5.5 instead of a new box that you would get. You could choose to get the new box, or you can get this modular component that you can slot in. Like, that's what I would personally like to see as, like, a next step. That way, A, we're reducing the carbon footprint of, like, new generations of consoles, and B, we're able to have a little bit more flexibility in how that is distributed, versus, like, you have to get a new $600 box versus, like, you can get a $200 upgrade. Because, like, that's essentially, we're at the point now where consoles are basically PCs. And when it comes down to it, a PC, the main difference between those two platforms necessarily is that if I wanted to today, I can upgrade to a 2080 Ti and, like, still play all the same stuff I was playing before, but just better.
Well, do any of you want to say anything before I say something? Because I feel like I'm talking too much, and I'm sorry.
No, personally, I just think, because I've always been a console player, it wasn't until this year actually that I started delving into the realm of PC gaming, like literally the top of the year, January, I believe it was. And just for so many reasons, it's just become much more convenient, whether it be from a streaming aspect or anything else. I've already had I've done upgrades once, and like I said, the access to your games doesn't really change. It's just the experience that you get. So having one thing to be able to do everything, I can still connect a controller. Should I feel like playing that, the niche and the allure of the console is being able to have that from, you know, playing that from the couch. So I mean, even the PC stuff. You have people, you got people that will build PCs for their living room too, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if we really get down to it, the only thing that's keeping me even looking in the console direction is this exclusivity, the games that come out per Sony, per Microsoft, or whatever.
Well, like that's kind of the only thing that like matters. Like you know, it's the exclusivity. Like I don't care about like, oh, this can run like 8,000K. You know, it can do whatever. You know, tuck you into bed when you're done.
Took me.
I just care. Like, is this the Bloodborne machine? This is the Bloodborne machine.
Right.
You know, that's all I give a shit about at the end of the day. And like, you know, again with the whole PC, like you're saying, like this TV I got in the background, I have an HDMI that goes around my room, and you know that's plugged in. So I play all my PC games unless I really need the mouse and keyboard. Play them on my bed, and I just chill. I feel like kind of the thing about like the whole console thing though is like you were saying that like, oh, maybe they can release like an expansion to like increase the RAM or whatever the fuck. They did try to do that like with like the N64. Remember like with Donkey Kong, and I think even Majora's Mask. Like they had it. The only way to play those games is you need the expansion pack, and that didn't catch on.
Oh yeah, because people weren't ready for like what that would mean.
But I feel like the public is kind of almost never gonna be ready for that for like two reasons. Because like, but we're all into game, right? We all know like, you know, whatever the fuck, right? Mom and dad don't know shit. Mom and dad just see big number. Tom gets big number. Tommy's gonna get big number for Christmas, right? And kind of, you know, planned obsolescence. Like, you know, like someone brought it up in the chat. Like, planned obsolescence business model is too profitable. Like, why would I release the PS5 and then release like every like 5 years, like upgrade it yourself?
Yeah.
When I could, in that same 6 years, make you buy a whole other $500 consoles.
We'll see.
Like with cars, like we can invent tires that are long, like lifetime tires, but we don't, because I want you to buy the new tire.
That's true. That is definitely an issue that we have with consumerism in general. Like, think about phones. Like, do we need to buy a new phone every year? No. Do we need to buy every 2 years? No.
I've only ever had two Androids in my life. The one I got, which was like a 4, and then I upgraded to 8. But once that one died,
Right.
So that was like 7.
7 years ago?
Well, no. Like I didn't get the 8 7 years ago, but like I got my first smartphone like 7 years ago, and that lasted till like 2 years ago.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people in the chat, you know, talking about it's the same reason you have lots of people who are a lot more into consoles and PC gaming. Yeah, and you know, again, for that reason alone, I think that consoles should still stay a thing as long as they have compelling content to put on them. And there's always going to be people who don't want to deal with all the hassles of trying to run things properly with a PC. Yeah, like that's just Those are all valid reasons why.
And even that what you said before, where you were like, oh, I could just buy the new like 2080, and then like, you know, plug that into. You technically like can't do that after a certain point, because at some point your processor's gonna like bottleneck it, and you're not gonna have the power for it. So like, you're really not having the same PC upgrading it. It's like that whole you have the mop, change the handle, change the mop part. Like, is it still the same mop? You know, at some point, you're gonna have to say, this PC is just not worth upgrading. I just gotta buy one.
Yeah, you may get that. It does take. Then again, it does take a long time for console generations now too. Those are like what 10 years now. So that's a good argument to be.
You have to buy the PS5, especially with backwards compatibility, probably for another 2-3 years after it launches.
Yeah.
Maybe more. It depends on what games are really going to be still supported.
Well, it's like there's no point in buying a console on release, because
it is for me, because I gotta let people know what's good. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta let people know what's good, right? But I'm talking like people like me, who I got the 9 to 5. I'm trying to just go home. Like, there's like 6 games that come out, you know, and then if I wait 2 years, those 6 games are still gonna be there. There's gonna be more. It's gonna be cheaper.
probably cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of games, what you guys think might be some launch titles for this PS5?
You know, I feel like it's on here as well. The Last of Us 2 might as well be a launch title. If they pushed it back.
Touch on that. Yeah, I want to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they'll bring back Jumping Flash.
I'm sorry, what?
Flash.
You don't remember Jumping Flash?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look it up. Hold on, let me make sure that it's hold please before you get to searching shit.
Yeah, before I end up looking at porn, Jumping Flash. That sound like some Girls Gone Wild shit.
There were rumors that they were gonna bring back.
I've never heard of this, but it's fucking lit.
This is initial PlayStation game.
Jumping Flash.
Jumping Flash.
Jumping Flash.
You can get a copy of it for $30.
$30. You're paying that.
I'm gonna show people what the hell you talking about. Wait, I think I do remember this.
Yeah, I never owned the game. I just owned.
Yeah, I never owned it.
But I played, back in the day, what is shit? Your demo disc was your throwdown. So if you didn't have anything else to play, you had to explore as much of the content in that demo as you could.
When your little 20-minute session.
Well, I'm trying to find out everything.
Right.
No, I was just talking shit, but yeah.
So one of the other,
Final Fantasy VII is probably gonna be a launch date. Because they're gonna be like, this is what Final Fantasy VII looks like on the PS4. Look what it looks like on the PS5. Especially with
Gonna do that?
Well, like they said, the
With
game.
compatibility?
I think they will, because the way that Final Fantasy VII is being released, didn't they say it was gonna be like, they don't know how many parts they were gonna do it, but didn't they say it's gonna be released in parts?
Yeah.
So if they're releasing part 1 on part 4, and this shit is probably gonna take I think they literally said it's gonna take 10 years probably for the whole Final Fantasy VII to be finished. It's definitely coming to PS4 one way or PS5 one way or another, and I have no doubt it's probably going to be a launch title.
Yeah, it might as well be. Well be. But I think we talked about the controller in a video not too long ago, but we can touch on some of these other points here, like the prototype, the controller, VR2.
I'm excited the controller is going to be backwards compatible. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I bought 4 controllers, bro.
Right. I like what they are doing with the controller, having the haptic feedback in the triggers, having it in having it in the rest of the buttons as well, if I remember hearing that correctly. Let me go to this.
The PS4 already has that, but no one really used it.
Wait, the PS4 has haptic feedback in the buttons?
Yeah, I think they said they had something in the triggers or something like that.
I heard they were going to put it in the PS4, in the DualShock 4s, but they didn't feel like doing it mid-generation, so that's why.
Okay. That makes sense.
They already had the tech in to do it. I think the release of the Pro, they were gonna do it, but they were like, that didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing here as well is the adaptive triggers. So the triggers will have different tension depending on which game you're playing and which context in the game that you're in. So if you're playing Last of Us, we were just talking about that a second ago, pulling back on the bow, your L2 you might require a little bit more tension on the L2 to pull it back, and you'll feel it vibrate.
If I sprain my finger, I'm suing.
Right?
I'm letting them know right now.
Yeah.
I need a check.
I don't know why that's necessary.
It's not necessarily a necessary thing. It's more of this is a cool thing we're doing.
And I'm trying to think of how that really
We'll see how long
experience.
it lasts, bro.
Well, I mean, it's immersion.
Remember the trackpad?
Shut up. Leave that trackpad alone, okay? The one thing that I still love that controller is that light, and that certain games will have that light be different. I appreciate that.
But it's an immersion thing. It's just an additional like added nuance thing that they're adding to it to just kind of be like, oh.
I want to see how long this lasts because that
But see,
trackpad, boy.
But the thing is, the reason why I say this, so let's say like for Destiny, for any FPS that I played on PlayStation, but you know, like one of the things that you lose on PC for you did for console is the ability just to draw in your trigger. So like when you can see the hammer going back versus it shooting. So I mean, that's kind of like already a thing. It's not really haptic, so to speak, but you have your pressure sensitivity for certain weapons. Like I don't know.
It's pressure sensitivity.
Maybe it's just because of the example that you used, and I'm just trying to think how the hell I want to like have to do that with a bow. But that could be the thing. But
it'll feel different. So like, say for example, L2, right? L2 is to aim. That's pretty much universal in most games. With a bow and arrow, it'll take a little bit more tension to do that, and you'll feel a vibration while you're pulling the drawstring back. Whereas if you're using a gun, you're not going to feel any of that because you're just holding a gun. So it's gonna. The way it'll feel to use the weapon will fundamentally be different.
I feel like that wouldn't really catch on though, because like someone's just gonna be like, oh yeah, but like, I feel like people wouldn't really give a shit about that. Like the average person.
The average person might not care about it in the moment, but they'll notice that it makes them feel different. So like, the average person probably doesn't care in FIFA that the sound design may have been improved in FIFA 2019 versus 2020.
That's true.
But it'll be a market improvement, and they'll notice that it feels different because of this small thing.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. It may not make a huge difference in terms of like people liking it more or not, but I do definitely feel like it would make it feel different.
Yeah.
Like even just like playing on mouse and keyboard, there's no rumble at all, and like that alone feels completely different. Yeah, I'm saying like it's a little thing. Like the rumble at the end of the day doesn't matter that much in terms of like playing the game, but like it does make it feel significantly different.
I do like rumble like a lot, especially like when you're like shooting a gun or something, or you take that hit, you're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's just all in the play of the cards right there. But in terms of, you know, VR, for example, there's some rumors that VR is going to have PSVR is going to be wireless.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. I'm interested. I want to see how that works.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a PlayStation VR, and it's where it belongs, in my closet.
Damn.
I
do you have an Oculus?
I do have a Oculus VR dev kit back here that I will be using at some point soon, but it doesn't have motion control compatibility. So,
did my camera die?
It did.
Both cameras are kind of dead.
Yeah, I know you gotta get going soon. So I'm hoping that if we
damn, this shit's saturated as fuck.
It's so saturated.
Yeah.
Once you do get back, or sorry, not when you get back, when you do leave, I'm hoping that the orientation of the screen will stay where it is. That way we can just like finish it out.
Well, I could just close my camera down and like mute over here, so you'll be straight.
That's a good idea. I like that.
That's the thinking man. That's
the thinking man right there. So Ali, why haven't you been using your PSVR?
I don't have the space, and then like at the end of the day, like I said, like I'm coming home. I just want to sit and like zone out on that screen or experience something. And like,
you know,
what I gotta put it on. I got all these wires. I gotta like, I want to sit. Do I look like I want to move?
I feel that.
Like, there's cool stuff on VR. Don't get me wrong. I love playing that Tetris game. The Tetris game in VR. I think that's sick. Or like, there was like this one game I played at like PAX or whatever, where like you can like, you fight a dragon or whatever. Like that shit's cool, but like I don't care. I feel like there just hasn't been a game that's come out where it doesn't feel like gimmicky.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, as I've discussed, every time for the perfect experience, you probably gonna drop $3,000 because remember you got to have the Oculus kit, you got to have some over your face.
Yeah.
You got to have the air rig vest so you get your haptic feedback. So when you get
Well, the
shot,
Wooger.
you can get, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta have the you gotta have the Omni Mill and everything. I need to feel the bullets hit me.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I get you.
But
Get the shock collar.
you know what I'm saying? So now, as you said, no, not only do you see, all you have to do is put on the helmet. I got all
You cutting out a lot right now. Hold on, what?
He's cutting out a lot. He's cutting out a lot.
Okay.
How are you gonna get all this stuff when you can't even get the mic working, dog?
You know what?
he's like, sir. Meet me at the Iron Fist tournament.
Let me tell you something right here. All right?
Oh God.
You changed microphones.
He changed microphones just to come out. He's like, all right. You gonna talk trash? We're going Xbox Live.
Let me tell you something right here. Now,
Oh no.
it's just like that just compounds further what you're saying. So until it's very interesting. I'd love to try all of that shit out. I'm not gonna pay for it. Let me know when y'all get to the Sword Art Online shit, and I'll just have to discuss with myself whether I want the potential to be trapped in there forever or not.
No, I'm good, bro.
I'll probably pick yes, but it don't matter.
that mill shit, not for me.
If we're going on the thing of like, I want like to feel a bullet, like, bro, we need the shock collar. We need like a machine to be hooked up, like, so it drains my blood every time I get shot.
Yikes.
Like, you know,
Put it in circulation so that like when you do heal up, it'll go back in.
it will go back into you.
He's trying to die in a video game.
He's trying to straight up die.
Listen, dog, I'm just saying, if Dark Souls 4 doesn't kill me, what's the point?
I like living, bruh. I choose life.
Yeah.
I'm going to get on the road, so you cool kids have a wonderful rest of it. Hey, whoever's out there watching and listening and twatching, make sure to pay attention to all these words that they're saying to you, because it's gold.
Liquid.
I have spoken. Spoken.
All right, brother.
Thanks, dog. We appreciate it.
I'll let you.
Yo, I'll face you in Tekken sometime, dog.
Sounds good.
I'm trying to see that.
Peace out. Peace out.
You gonna stream this? We got bets going?
Right. We're gonna like
this salty bets too.
salty
Salty
bets.
bets too.
Yo, we're gonna get like points wagers in the stream. So it's like, all right, everyone bet on Ali real quick. I think he got this one.
We gotta even it out. You know, I gotta start losing the first couple games, and then they're like, yo, this dude sucks. And then once the pot is all the way over there, that's when you grab it. You lure him in. False sense of security.
You better come with you better come with your A game.
Whatever.
You better come correct the whole.
He's like going out the door like, I'm gonna get you.
You better watch your ass.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
So you want to talk about Last of Us? So let's talk about Last of Us.
Last of Us, man, that's a scary situation right there. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get that on the PS4. I think I might have to do that launch title. I don't think my OG PS4 can handle that.
You don't think they got something up their sleeve for OG launch PS4s?
No, sir. No, sir. I think that's why they pushed it back. Listen, I read that blog just as everyone else, and that when I read it, it seemed like a whole bunch of, I don't know, man. And here's the thing. It's not even that I don't believe in. It's the fact that Naughty Dog is known to push the limit system, right?
That's true. That is true.
And this is the first time in a console generation where you have a 0.5 system out in the world. Like, really. Red Redemption 2 was struggling on the Pro.
On the Pro?
I
didn't have so many issues on the Pro.
A lot of people were telling me it was struggling on the Pro. Like, I was on my homeboy's regular, and that was like, listen. It was like, I heard the fan like, yo.
You heard it about take off?
Yeah.
man. So this is not something to me. I feel like I'm gonna touch with I like my PS4. I don't need a Pro. I could get a PS5 and I'm good with that. I'll get it when the PS5 comes out. Honestly,
Okay.
it'll be launched.
Okay.
That coupled with them announcing prior to that the multiplayer was too ambitious and all this extra, I was like, okay, I'll rock with that.
Can I just say, like I didn't like Last of Us 1. I thought it was whatever.
Wow.
Okay. Whatever. It just wasn't for me, right?
Okay,
Like people who like it, it's good for them.
I fucking loved it.
I don't like those games where it's the cinematic hallway.
Mhm.
Like, guys, maybe the real monsters are the humans. Like, I don't. But I did love the multiplayer. It had that like Gears of War 2 feeling, specifically, like that feeling of like hopelessness and like all that stuff. Like, I love the multiplayer, and the fact that that's not coming in Last of Us 2, like I'm just
I think that's a
heartbroken.
launch title for the PS5.
The multiplayer.
The multiplayer. I dead ass think that's just a launch title for the PS5. I don't think the PS4 can handle it.
Well,
That doesn't make sense to me though. That doesn't make sense.
I don't think the PS4. I'm telling you, I do not think the PS4 can handle it. They kept saying it was too ambitious. The way I'm reading this blog for them to push it from February to May now. It's too finicky for me. I'm surprised they just didn't announce it and be like, you know what, guys, the PS4 cannot handle this. This is a PS5 title. I'd have been fine with that.
yeah, I think most people are betting on that in some way or another. Like The Last
I
of
would be
Us
fine
1
with
came
that.
out right before PS4 came out, and they did that thing where you can trade it in towards the PS4 version, and only pay like $20 or something like that. Like they might end up doing
Did they
something.
do that? That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they might end up doing something similar with this. Like I think there is definitely a way they can make it work on PS4. They would just have to like just tone a lot of things down for that version of it. And
No, listen, I think it could work on the PS4 Pro. I do not have a PS4 Pro.
we saw God of War working on PS4 regular.
Yeah, no, that was fine. But really, Santa Monica is not known to like push the limits of the system. Like
I would
that.
go as far to say as they push the limits with God of War for sure. For sure.
Yeah, like no, like
No, I think they do, but I think like Naughty Dog is known to like, yo,
Yeah,
it
for
can
sure.
do this, let's see if we could like maybe break this system. Just a dial.
Yeah.
Just a dial.
Yeah.
And this is the first time you have a PS4 and PS4 Pro, and it's like, wait, baby. I think, everything they've been testing on the Pros. I don't think there was never really no test on the PS4, and then they maybe started testing on the PS4s, and it was like, this is doing something we didn't anticipate.
I can see how that's a thing. I can see how that's an issue.
I don't know. I don't think it's not going to be a good game or anything of that nature. I just think there's some technical issues that they don't want to tell us about, and the reality is it may not be for the.
It very well could not. We'll see. We'll see. Looking through the rest of the podcast and seeing what other things we can add in here in terms of discussion. We talked a little bit about crossplay. What
thing? Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, you good.
No, I was gonna say real quick on crossplay. I don't know if you were gonna glance over that. I just wanted to touch on the voice chat because I think that's gonna be a big thing with crossplay. I know a lot of PC players like to use Discord, and to my knowledge, there's no Discord in the PS4. The PS4 they just expanded to 16 players in a party chat, and I think the X kind of has a Discord, maybe not. I don't know.
They don't have Discord.
They don't either. Okay.
No.
But they also have 16 players on a party chat, so something's gonna have to give if this crossplay is really gonna come through fruition.
Yeah, I would love to see Discord on PlayStation and Xbox. Like that would be a huge right step in making sure that crossplay works flawlessly. Like I've seen crossplay work in terms of like Modern Warfare, Fortnite,
gameplay,
you know, Street Fighter. I've seen it work in almost a flawless fashion. So I know in terms of like having it work across those platforms works well. But I agree with you though. I think voice chat is definitely luckily for me, a lot of the people who want to play with me understand that I use Discord, so they're not, you know, they're happy to go on Discord and just like chat through there. But for a lot of people who would want to join, they don't have, they have their phone maybe, but then they got like two things going on where like you got two headphones on now.
That was literally me with like Switch though. Like
when
I'm on the Switch and I want to play on Splatoon, like it sucked because I had to, you know, be like, all right, let's all get in the Facebook call, you know, let's all get on Discord, and like it was annoying. But
it is annoying.
It would be cool if like Discord did come out on the PS4 and like all that stuff. But then like at that point, it's like, oh, we don't even need like PS4 chat system.
Right, and they just updated that, so I don't know how they feel about it. Listen, they just finally released.
I don't think it'll be happening. Like maybe Microsoft will do something, because Microsoft is like now trying to like, Microsoft's like trying to be like, all right guys, we're cool. All right, they're trying to be the cool dad after the divorce. You know, they're like, all right, come on guys, come on. We want to go to McDonald's? We'll go to McDonald's.
You want a Big Mac? I got you.
I got you. Say no more.
Say less.
Say less. But I don't know. We'll see. I like haven't really been paying attention to like the new console. I haven't been crazy about the new consoles because me as a person, I've just never been crazy. Like the only console I think I've really kind of picked up like on release was the Switch. Because, you know, Breath of the Wild, and then Splatoon was like the must, and Splatoon came out like 2 months after. But that's also a Nintendo system, so like with Nintendo, I'm always going to be getting the like, well, you know what I get, you know, you get Smash, you get the whatever.
Okay. So we have Microsoft Studios content with the Project X Cloud and Project Scarlet, and I think we've touched a little bit on like the next gen overall. But I would like to talk a little bit about Project X Cloud, because we're seeing Microsoft stepping into this space as well as Google stepping into this space. And you know,
is this like their Stadia? I don't know anything about this, so you have to tell me.
Yeah, it's their Stadia essentially.
Okay.
And you know, Audio Lover has talked to us in depth about infrastructure before on his podcast, specifically in regards to Google Stadia. And
that comes out next week.
Yeah, I think so. The X Cloud is already in beta, right?
Well, I know Stadia comes out next week, so next week's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
There's so many people have had issues with their network in general that like I'm just super nervous about the frustration people will go through getting disconnected from their single player games. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping that Project X Cloud I'm hoping that they're successful, and I'm hoping that they're good, because more options, I think, to play, for more people to play, the better. And we're seeing that even PlayStation Now, like their PlayStation Now, literally, you can download or stream their games now rather than only being able to stream the games. And I think
that's a big thing.
That is a big thing. And so I think even Sony at this point is recognizing that having that option is going to be critical for adoption rate and people actually using the service outside of just like downloading games. So
they're ahead, but they're going to fall behind really quick because their marketing has always been the worst.
Yeah.
I think xCloud, I'm interested to see, because xCloud, I think Microsoft and Google do definitely have the infrastructure, so much so that Sony is going to Microsoft to help them with their infrastructure. But I think this is the future of gaming, honestly. That's why I'm wondering if there's going to be another console.
Right.
In the future of gaming, in the sense of, like, if you're in a metropolitan area, you'll start to lean towards this within the next couple of years versus just downloading, because you could play on your mobile device and play anywhere. This whole play anywhere is going to start to pick up really, really fast. Especially with G5, especially with, games as a those picked up really, really quick, and being, the first to complete a raid or the first to do this, like that has kind of been the mainstay of mainstream games. So not so much the niche markets, but like as far as mainstream gaming, I think this is going to pick up really, really quick if the infrastructure isn't, and if the price point is right. PlayStation Now is already dropped to $10 a month. That's, to be honest, like
that's better than Game Pass, because you can stream games or download them.
That's where they want to be. And they just, I just don't think they have the marketing capability, but I think they have everything else. I think Microsoft, if they have the right price point for this xCloud, they're going to definitely be in a better position, seeing that they're new. Google, the Stadia, I think they just have to target the gaming market right now, because
I think they have to target the casual market more so than anything.
Well, Can I just be like, this xCloud, right? Is it kind of going on the same type of idea as Stadia, where it's like the games are local on our servers, and you just get them through like yeah. I don't ever see this working, at least on like U.S. infrastructure, because the United States internet and infrastructure just sucks. Like if we were in China and you could download like 500 gigabytes per minute, like by all means, but like I just think that like, unless you're in one of the areas that have like what was that called? Google Fiber. Yeah, if you can get Google Fiber to your house and pay the obscene amount of money, well, it's probably not obscene. It's cheap. It's cheaper than whatever. Yeah, it's not that bad. But like if you're one of the few places that has Google Fiber, like then it would work, but majority of places just are not gonna have like whatever. Like even right now, like my internet, I don't have I have like decent internet, but my internet like shits the bed just randomly, just because it does. Imagine some kid in like the fucking New York or whatever the fuck, Boston. Like, it's not gonna work for them, and I just feel like just having the games locally is just better overall. Like it sounds nice in theory.
I just heard. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I was gonna just say I just don't see it working because we just don't have structure. I don't like it from the idea of like the game rights perspective, in the sense of I just paid let's assume they're going Game Pass and they're not trying to pay per game, like what Stadia is doing. And then you got to pay a fee on top of that. Stadia is just fucked. Like, right? So let's say this is game Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Like, if it's game Netflix, I'm fine with it. But I feel like, for me, I'd rather just have the game and just play it whenever I want and not have to worry about, is my internet good today? And all that jazz. And I own that game. So if I want to play that game in 5 years from now, I can play it 5 years from now.
Right.
So that's just what I think.
I agree with that. My only reservation is a lot of people felt that way about movies.
Yeah.
And then we have Netflix, right? Now the infrastructure, I think that's going to be the key thing, and I don't believe a lot of them are really betting on hardline infrastructure per se. I think there are a lot, like all these companies are betting on 5G and everything after that. And they're betting on mobility, because that's really what the demographic is. It's all about mobility. When you're looking at Stadia, you're looking at PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now was released based on they released it on the PS4, but they also released it on all the Sony televisions. So you don't need a PlayStation just like xCloud is going to be, you won't need an app.
Yeah.
You just pay this subscription. You could play whatever game, Gears 5, God of War. Like now their big thing is you don't need a PS4 to play God. Like you could play God of War right now, $10 a month on your PC, on the go, whatever, play it. I like it, but at the same time, I like to own games. Like I like to own movies, right? Like just because a movie comes out on Netflix, I may still purchase a movie. I still purchase games.
I will
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I will give you that because like I don't like buying Blu-rays. Like I don't like buying like buying CDs is fucking stupid to me.
Well, especially nowadays,
yeah, like
that's the thing. Streaming.
But I feel like for games, obviously it depends on the game, but I still will buy the occasional Blu-ray if it's a movie I really fucking love.
Yeah.
Right. And even with streaming like movies and stuff, depending on like if you got the equipment and you can like watch in like 4K or whatever the fuck, like streaming does condense the image and doesn't make it as crisp. Like with something like Premiere, for example, right? Like, do you guys know what Premiere is?
No. Premiere is like Adobe Premiere.
No. So Premiere. So there's this company named Trigger. They're an animation studio. They made Kill la Kill. They made Gurren Lagann. And this is their new thing called Premiere. And Premiere like pushes the bounds of 3D animation. It looks gorgeous, right? But that is not a movie I would want to see streamed because the stream quality would just disrupt the flow of that. Like I want to see that in 4K, which is why I want the CD. So I guess in that sense, it depends. Do you give a shit about this game enough to warrant to buy the CD, or like, do you want the game to look its best? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I really got to say about it. Like, with it being my game Netflix, like I'll play like whatever's the hot thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely again, options is key. Like the flexibility that streaming will allow people who are traveling for work, for example, who also love to play games. They no longer have to bring their PlayStation or their Xbox in order to play the games that they want to play while they're on the go. They have some option to like still engage with the stuff that they love. So I do think that this will open the doors to a lot of possibilities that people didn't have access to before. And the more people playing games, I think the better in overall. But I think there will always be a place for gaming as like a local device type of thing. Like there's always going to be a place for people to just like want to have a physical collection or to download their games so that there are no interruptions in terms of playing it versus what could possibly happen with streaming it. Like you're like a fighting game, you're always going to have even the smallest of milliseconds of delay that can change your combos, that can change how you play the game.
Did you hear what Stadia was saying to like circumvent that?
No, actually.
So like that was the big concern, right? Like it's like, oh, but what about like delay stuff? So what they said is they have invented an AI that will predict your next movement and press that button for you.
Hell no.
Easy.
So
hell no. Hell fucking no. No. I don't want a Shoryuken when someone is behind me.
But just imagine
damn, Google.
I want
like,
you
nah, my combo didn't drop. It's the AI.
Oh
it's
my
the
god.
AI. All right. The AI is gonna know to wake up DP for me. Like,
wait, is it gonna be a heavy DP? Is it gonna be a light? Is it gonna be medium?
Yeah, but that's
is it gonna be EX?
I'm just like it's just the idea of this existing. Like this just screams to me like some executive is like, okay, but like we need an answer for this, and some tech guy is like, we got you. And then they're like, they don't bother to check like, is this possible? Is this real? Can we get it running? They're just like, say something.
Anything.
So like that's how I feel about all that.
Well, I don't know. Does anyone else have anything they want to add to the rest of that before we bring the podcast to a close?
Nah. I mean, I just think I think this will bring a new genre gaming.
It'll bring a new what?
Genre of gaming.
Okay.
Streaming.
Okay.
I think it will crash and burn.
Okay.
I think it will catch on to the casual market really heavily. Because there are plenty of people.
If it works,
2 to 5.
if it works, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't have faith.
I have, like, for example, I have a professor. I had a professor in college who I told about Uncharted 2. That was like the hotness when it came out. And like I showed him like this art book, and he was like, "Oh my god, these are like amazing! Like I would love to play this, but like I don't want to buy a PlayStation 3 just to play this one game. Like I just want I want to play this game on my own time and just like experience it, and then just be done with that and move on to other stuff. Like I think there's definitely a market of people who are like that, who are vaguely interested enough in games to want to do that, but don't want to purchase anything extraordinary in order to do that. They just want to have that experience and then just step away. Yeah. So I think in a way it can be very successful for especially for that group of people.
Yeah.
For the rest of us who care about the frames, who care about AI not disrupting our experience, who care about like fidelity, and it might not appeal as much to us unless again like you're traveling and you just want to access it in some way.
Yeah.
But with that said, audio lover, beautiful shrimp, Dream Manifest, who's not here right now, but
yeah,
thank you guys so much for joining me on this podcast.
Thank you.
No, thank you for having me. I hope I didn't like talk everyone's ear off.
No, I think
like a recurring guest.
Yeah, that's right. So we I don't know how often we'll do podcasts. I'm thinking at least once a month we'll do a podcast, but if it gets to a point where the viewers demand more, then we'll do more.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to show up again.
All right.
Fine, and I'll bring anime. I'll bring anime to the podcast if people want that. I was thinking about wearing these glasses and being the douchebag. But
have the douchey shades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the max douche. All right, I'm gonna just plug myself one last time.
Please do. Let the folks know at home what you do.
You can follow me on Twitter at Beautiful Shrimp. I post a lot of my art, my thoughts on things. I have an Instagram at 6 pounds of shrimp for 99 cents. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram for those. I just talk about art, play games, all that jazz. If I'm gonna plug in a game, what game am I playing right now? Buy Dragon Quest 11 for the Switch.
Hey.
All right, that game's great. There we go.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. There you go.
There we go. And buy Promare on Blu-ray when that comes out.
Perfect. Audio lover, where can people go to check out more of you?
I'm on YouTube. You could just go to theaudiolover.com. I do futuristic tech stuff, so anything coming out in the near future, in the far future, more like cyberpunk shit, you know?
Yeah.
I love all that. So, the robotic prosthetic limbs, is that going to be a thing? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Exoskeletons, I'm looking into that too. So I got a couple of new videos coming out really soon. Definitely check that.
YouTube?
Yeah. I'm also on Twitter. Yeah, I think I'm on Twitter. Theaudiolover.com. No, the audio lover. No dot. You don't need the .com for Twitter, as well as Instagram. The audio.
All right. And for those of y'all who are listening who don't already know, you can catch more of my stuff at twitch.tv/blackoni. Or if you go to blackoni.com, you pretty much get a link to everything. Streamerlinks.com/blackoni. You can see the Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And I'm pretty much Blackoni at everything except for YouTube, which was taken by some other person a long time ago. So
fuck them.
Yeah, no. But yeah, much love to everyone. Thank you so much. We're gonna bring this love over to Bonsai Baby, and I'm gonna prepare to have some dinner with a good friend of mine. So that's gonna be fun. So take care, keep being awesome, and as always, game on. Blackoni out.
Peace.